Am I the prettiest? Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
That's right, or I should say, show enough. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's a rare Sunday show. Sunday. Truckosaurus. Why are we doing a Sunday show today? Why not? It was a rainy day yesterday, Saturday, so I figured jump on the mic early, do a little pontificating about the Giants. I also wanted to talk about something I found interesting. And I wanted to talk about the highlights, I guess, are the takeaways from day 2 by going through all of Twitter sphere and watching the Brian Dable press conferences and everything else. I did find it interesting that both Kayvon Thibodeaux and Evan Neal have already come to terms with the Giants. If you remember, Giant fans, of course, that Giants sometimes have not a difficult time, but sometimes their players seem to sign a little bit later than normal, or that they probably normally should, because you pretty much have slots. It just depends on, for the monetary reasons where you draft. It just depends on the bonuses and stuff like that. So the Giants usually don't sign their first round draft picks this early. Thibodeaux, of course, is a 4-year deal, $31.3 million, fully guaranteed. Evan Neal is a 4-year, $24.6 million, which is also fully guaranteed. So I think it's great that Shane just knocked this crap out of the way. Just got it done. You also had a couple other guys. You had McFadden sign. You had Davidson sign. You had Beavers sign. I think altogether the Giants signed 4 of their 11. So, but again, it's good that we're getting these guys in signed early. We're getting it done. There's not going to be that hanging over at any point in time in regards to training camp or anything like that. You get them in the fold. You get it done early, and it's exciting. And I'm very happy that Joe Shane went out and did this. And, so especially with the big guys, the guys up top, it's good to just get them in, get them signed, be done with it, and not have to worry about it. So I'm excited about that. I'm pumped about that. I think it's just interesting in itself that from his predecessors, they always seem to have a difficulty getting the guys in early in camp, or I should say early in rookie mini camp. Evidently the vibe out of East Rutherford is that this is a different camp. That Dable is different in reference to what he's going to be doing, how he acts, and how he works. You can see he's not a Joe Judge. He was talking about the Rangers earlier. He says, it's basically that's athletics, that's sports. You go through a lot of good times. You got to stay strong and mentally. When he was discussing Rangers, like I said, he's talking about a myriad of topics. So, and I think it's just interesting that he has a different vibe, or that's what they're saying, than his predecessor. So I think that's something you need to watch. It's something you need to look at him. It just feels better that you have him running the ship instead of having someone that we had earlier. And we're not going to get into what we had earlier. But Saturday, evidently they ran a 75-minute workout. They did a lot, I guess, individually with these players, which they need to do. They did 14 plays, 7-on-7 periods. So that's always fun because, even though you're not going full bore, you're not hitting anybody, it's always interesting to see these guys. Brian Lewerke was in camp throwing the ball, which is nice because if you saw Joe Shane throw the ball, you're like, I hope to God he negotiates better than he throws. I'm not making fun of the guy, but I would just say that he's definitely not a quarterback. Evidently, I guess the kid Baldwin, who's trying out for Michigan, he had the catch of the camp, or just the mini camp so far. He extended on a high throw, and something about 20, 25 yards downfield. That's what they're saying. Evidently Jeremiah Hall has been looking good. Even he's had some nice catches, especially when they were saying that he was tightly covered by Josh Watson, who's a 3-year veteran at linebacker. So, and evidently, Darren Beavers, who I think everyone is actually very curious about and very interested in, they were saying that he had the defensive play of the day, knocking away a quick pass to the tight end. So, I mean, it's like I said, rookie minicamp means nothing. It really doesn't. It's not until you get into the full blowns and the full thralls of training camp doesn't mean anything. And even Daboll said that he's keeping things as simple as possible on the field during the first 2 days. And he basically said, the more stuff you have in your head, the slower you play. These guys are pretty anxious as it is coming in, which I think is a great, again, like I said, it's a great philosophy. And I'm going to tell you this, I don't know if Brian Daboll can coach his way out of a paper bag. I don't think nobody knows this yet. But you know what? Joe Judge said the right things. And that's why, I didn't think he said the right things. You can watch all my videos. I thought he was full of horseshit since day one. Brian Daboll seems to say the right things, but then practice his own philosophy. That he practices what he preaches. And I think that's going to be the big difference. And he seems to be more of a genuine guy. And I think not that I don't think Joe Schoen cared about his players, but I think Brian Daboll's philosophy is that he is going to work with these guys and he's going to build something around them. And I'm hoping that's the way it stays. Now, they were saying that DeWandale Robinson was getting a lot of individual attention today. And they said that they really noticed that. I guess a lot of reporters noticed that during the first 2 days of practices. He was working directly with Brian Daboll. He was working with the wide receiver coach, Mike Rowe. They were working on him catching punts and running routes. They say there was a lot of good, but they also say there was a lot of bad. But again, it's rookie minicamp. That's all it is. That's what we have to look at. It's just rookie minicamp. So he's either good, he's either bad. Does it matter? No. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all today. So that's what we got to kind of look at. What I find interesting is one of the big bones of contentions is the Giants only had one quarterback in minicamp. And I love it because Trey Ford, who was, again, the quarterback out of Canada, he decided not to come to take the Giants invite. And he headed to the Edmonton Elks training camp rather than play for the Giants or try out for the rookie minicamp. The reason why he didn't want to do it is because he didn't want to play wide receiver. The Giants wanted to try him out of both wide receiver and quarterback, and the kid didn't want to do it. And I understand that. We've talked about it earlier. The kid completed 70% of his passes in college, and he's, like I said, he throws the ball well. He's got good mechanics. He's got good stride. He's got good speed, and he wants to be quarterback. I mean, it's the whole Lamar Jackson situation. Lamar Jackson didn't run the 40 during his pro day because of the fact that he didn't want people to pigeonhole him as just a running quarterback, and they want to move him and change positions. So that's why Trey Ford just basically said. And I did a whole video about it the other day. So you know what? You just gotta keep moving on from there. I thought it was interesting that another couple players to watch that Brian Daboll kind of pointed out was Corbin, the running back. He basically says he's got a little twitch. He was pretty fast. He kind of stood out a little bit more, which I find interesting because we were just talking about him the other day. Because I thought Corbin was going to go later in the draft, than maybe the 6th or 7th round. I was kind of surprised that he didn't get drafted. And I guess there's a tight end who I don't know that much of, Andre Miller. Daboll basically said he's got good size. I guess he's out of Maine. Another one to watch. That he could do a little bit of everything, that he could actually come out into the slot, that he could play into the backfield. Basically said he's just trying to find a role. He has some athleticism, ran well. Hopefully he can contribute on special teams when he's here. Just a guy that has some athleticism. You want to see him in his role. So I think this is another guy that kind of, Brian Daboll's kind of hanging his hat on. So I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be interesting. The offseason schedule for the Giants is also coming up here. You're looking at OTAs from the 16th to the 17th. You also have it on the 19th, May 23rd to 24th to 26th, 31st, and June 3rd. And then you got mandatory minicamp June 7th through 9th. The first OTA's access for the media is going to be on Thursday the 19th. So you're going to have some more guys come in. It's going to be curious to see if Kadarius Toney shows up. So I think that's another thing we need to keep an eye out. But like I said, it's rookie minicamp. It is what it is. You can't get too high. You can't get too down. Like I said, if you take a look at it, Wan'Dale Robinson had some good. He had some bad. But you know what? You take the good, you take the bad. There you have. That's the facts of life. But you know what? It doesn't matter. None of this matters until it's training camp, until it's the preseason, until you're moving forward then. I will be concerned with players if we break 3 weeks in the camp and they're still not picking it up or they don't perform well in the preseason games. But beyond that, I'm not worried about it at all. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk entertainment. And as always, if you like, if you subscribe, if you ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.